bad. That shit crazy.
We are live. It's late. I don't care, but welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can listen to the show on Podbeam as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. You can catch me on Instagram, X, at All Even Podcast, TikTok, All Even Media. Listen to the show on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, welcome to the live, join, tell a friend to tell a friend because the page is growing. Silent Assassin, we live, what's up?
What's up?
Listen, man, it's been a great week. I mean, listen, we're live. It's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the streets, a lot going on in the sports world. We're going to talk about it all, but how was your week?
Pretty good. Filmed some stuff, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had a big weekend.
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't sleep.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
That people need to pay you for that. You know, you need overtime for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But shouts to you. You put in a lot of good work. Klaws here.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
You look refreshed.
I feel new.
Well rested.
You look like Komodi.
Do I?
Yeah.
You said I look like Amari Stoudemire before when I had on the other hat. That was a violation. Don't do that.
You sure did, though.
Don't do that.
You damn sure did.
I'm going to put that out there now. But yeah, listen, good to see you. Lots to get into. You know, we have NFL honors going on right now. We live. We heard that somebody got the MVP. I don't really like it, but we're going to discuss it.
I wanted to bring something up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last time I was here, did we discuss lunch breaks?
No.
Got it.
No, we did, but I didn't approve those.
Okay.
Not yet.
It's not fair. But
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, you know, once you get a union, then you can be able to figure out what you want to do.
You don't want that.
No.
Okay.
Since there is none,
Shots fired!
Right, very well.
do what I want.
Touche.
But yeah, lots to get into, like I said. There's a lot going on in the sports world, and nobody gives a shit about the Super Bowl. I don't care about the Super Bowl right now. I really don't. I really do not care about the Super Bowl. We're going to discuss it. We're going to preview the Super Bowl. NFLPA, they're talking about that they don't like the actual 18-game schedule, so we're going to discuss that as well. The trade deadline has taken over the world. NBA trade deadline has literally gone crazy. The deadline was up at 3 p.m. today, and it was crazy. A couple of days before this, it got even more crazy. So we're going to discuss that. Pete Alonso is back in Queens. We love it. Welcome back, Pete. I love it, and I love the deal. That's the biggest thing that I love. The fact that Pete's back, we love it. But the deal lets me know that David Stearns is a shark. He's a shark. We love it. Mm-hmm. Who else we got? We got Irrelevant News of the Week. And then the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Now, before I get into all that, Bianca Censori. Man, oh man. Look, there's certain levels to bad, but when you put it out on the Grammys and everybody can just see it. Like you had one extreme, Bianca Censori, right? She just had it all out. Literally. And then you got Billie Eilish. What was she wearing? What was that? Huh? Come on now. We know what's under there. I don't want to be misogynistic, but come on now. Like, just look presentable. You don't have to be like, you don't have to show everything. But come on now. What is that?
It's her look. It's her style.
But I've seen
clothes.
different looks from her. That's a little extreme. That's going way to the right.
Ever since, because she did rock that style, but ever since she like came out,
Yeah.
that's kind of been the push. Rather
Okay.
than more feminine stuff. So I feel like she's trying to play toward the more I want girl action.
So is that what it is?
I think so.
Is she trying to be a little, you know?
Butch, I don't know. Can I say that?
You just said it. That's probably what it is. But like I said, going back to Bianca Censori, man, What did you think about the outfit?
I don't know. I didn't really like it. It's just because there's kids watching.
That's hate.
You know.
That's hate. That's
'Cause
hate.
What if the
What
roles were
kids are watching the
reversed?
Grammys?
A lot. There was. Did you? I think it was Alicia Keys' son. Did
Yeah.
you see the kid? He was like peeking back. It was like someone grabbed a shot of it.
Hey,
about him?
that's his future. He. Oh, it's like that. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
He knows what's up.
I don't know. Because if Kanye did the same thing, it's not okay.
Well, I mean, you
So why
can't
is
do
it
that as a
okay?
man
So why is it okay for her?
because you got things that people want to see. That's all I'm saying. Like, listen, a man's body is. It ain't as nice. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Klaws, what do you thought?
I heard word that it took him about 6 times to design the dress.
There's what?
It took him 6 times to design the dress.
Why?
Because they had to get it good. And they did.
He probably was thinking, he kept going through all of these experiments or what do you call it, models, and he's like, damn son, like, you look a little too good in that. We're gonna have to,
He got it, bro. That's it. You know who's in the bathroom right now, making a bowl of puke soup?
we know. She lives in Cali.
Calabasas.
Yeah.
And she's upset, and she's like, "That should have been me." I wanted
But
to
do you
be
think
naked."
that Kim would have wore something like that? I don't think so.
Kim would?
She wouldn't have
love
wore that.
She would have loved that moment, bro. Because
She wouldn't have wore that though.
She would have loved it. She's probably too American famous to do it,
Right. And you gotta remember, Bianca Censori, she's Australian,
and
right?
she's tied to too many brands to do it.
Yeah.
But she would have did it because she lived for those moments, and she's not getting them no more.
Bianca Censori, she's Aussie. They don't care.
I did see a rumor that possibly she's a victim of trafficking.
You gotta relax. But from who?
It was just online.
From who?
The sources. I don't
Who's
know.
the trafficker?
That-
It ain't Kanye.
that she's like being forced to do this.
Nah, come on now. No,
Yeah.
that's hate.
And then somebody said that, and in the same video, like next, you got her in the background. Wait till I give my money. Right, singing that shit word for
Yo,
word.
that's her man. She's good.
She's locked in.
She's locked in.
Don't hate.
If anything, she trafficking. She trafficking. Yay. That's what she.
Now here's the thing. It could have been Jaden Smith in that outfit.
Oh,
All right. Okay.
could have been. Yeah. Could
All
have been.
right. Dude, yeah, did the world a favor.
It could have been. You know who else would have probably wore something like that? What's her name? The crazy one?
Lizzo.
No, not Lizzo.
Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. Doja Cat
I
would
would
have
have
like
stood for that too. Doja Cat is bad as shit.
that. She ain't Bianca though.
Nah, she ain't bad. But she's all right though.
Yeah, but she ain't Bianca. Yeah, shouts Bianca. That was top notch. Top notch.
Screensaver status.
I have a real problem now. I have something I got to get off my chest because there's something that I had to speak for the people that don't have a voice. I'm the voice of the voiceless. My good friend Bishop sent me a video. It was a bag of chips, garlic and onion, I think it was, or something like garlic, whatever it is we used to eat as kids, right? He cracked the bag open. There was nothing but air in that bag. There's 32% of chips in that bag. Now, we, at this point, don't lie to us. If you're going to charge us $4 for the chips, make the bag smaller. We'll pay for it. But don't let me pay for no $2 bag and 80% is air. That don't make sense. That's violation. It's bad enough eggs are like $18 now. We gonna pay for a $4 bag and get 50 cents worth of chips? What are we doing?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, just better to buy the snack size than
Exactly.
regular size. Yeah.
At least I know what I'm paying for. But that's violation. I don't like that. I don't understand that neither. Like, what's the point of putting all that air in a bag? And they only do that in the hood. I don't think they do that in other places.
I found a bag of chips recently that was like filled to the fucking brim. And
What,
then I was
big
like,
bag?
Big, not big bag, like, one person serving size.
But that's what I'm saying. Those are fine. We're talking about the bigger bags.
big bags,
they
yeah.
just throw the air in it.
They're just full of shit.
That's OD.
Literally. Yeah, it's gross.
Like, don't do that. Like, stop. We enough. We will pay. Just don't do this. Inflation's already bad out here. Don't inflate the gyps in the bag. Don't do that. That's all I'm saying. Did y'all see the Fantastic Four trailer?
Yeah.
I liked it. I liked it. I like the way they finally made Thing look. That's Thing, bro.
That is Thing.
They finally made him look like how he normally looks.
That is comic book Thing.
I seen there was some social media posts. I think it was World Star. Somebody posted it's like, oh, this CGI looks crazy, and yo, they drag World Star. They drag World Star through the coals. They were like, yo, you don't even know what Thing looked like. You over here posting this nonsense. Do you even know the character? This is the thing about Thing. Like, people don't realize what it is. Don't comment on it, cause you don't look foolish. Cause you know the comic book nerds gonna come after you. We coming. Ain't nothing wrong with the Thing. I like it, but I'm not excited about the movie because they've destroyed every single Fantastic Four movie they've ever made. 30 years worth of garbage.
I saw Galactus.
Did you?
He's in there.
You look fire?
It looked fine. It looks.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta give it a chance.
I do give it. I don't know what it's called, Future Vision or whatever it's called,
Yeah.
WandaVision, like
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they shot it in. It's kind of cool.
Okay.
It's
All
a
right.
new spin, new technology.
So we gonna check it out. We gonna check it out. I think it's gonna be good, but we'll see. Is Super Bowl the main topic here?
No.
No. It's a wild situation. We're literally at the end of the week. Right? Friday, we got Saturday, and then we have Super Bowl. But I'm not excited. I'm not. I don't know who is. I've talked to people, and they're like, yo, yeah, I guess the Eagles got shot, but nobody cares. This is one of the worst Super Bowls you can ever have. Like, I don't want to see the Chiefs win. I don't want to see the Eagles win. The only person that I actually, want to support is Saquon. But he's an Eagle. So you the ops. I don't want to see that. I just think, I don't know if the ratings are going to be good. I have no idea. But I am not looking forward to this game. So, Klaws, just give me an overview. What do you think the game is gonna happen? What's gonna happen in the game? Who's gonna be the X factor? Real quick, so we can move on.
Final score 31-23.
Who?
Fucking Mahomes.
Mahomes wins 3 straight.
3 straight. And then hopefully this shit can break up next year.
Right. Just be done.
Over it.
I listen. Have you ever seen a Super Bowl week that's this bland? Seriously, I can't remember one. Not in my lifetime.
Yeah, but because nobody wanted them to win. And
Correct.
They won.
I mean, at the end of the day, people look, dynasties make money, but a lot of people have like dynasty fatigue and they want to see somebody else win. So listen, if they can be able to, I guess all I care about is a good game. If we can get a good game, that's fine. Outside of that, I don't know if I'm gonna watch. We got audio here. Hold on. Gotta find that remote. Turn that TV off. You see it?
I don't.
You sitting on it? There you go.
That's not it though.
It's not it? There you go. Boom. Yeah, I think, listen, if Jalen Hurts can be able to not turn the ball over, if they can be able to run the football effectively, I think both defenses are going to be electric. So I don't think it might not even be a high-scoring game. So you saying 30 points, I don't know if any team gets to 30. It may not. It may just be one of those, it may not be as bad as the Patriots-Rams Super Bowl, but I think it's going to be a low-scoring game, which is that, whatever quarterback makes a mistake, which, lo and behold, it might always end up being Jalen Hurts. Because when 4 minutes comes, you know what's going to happen. Cole's gonna come in and say, "Hey, reps, Mahomes, you ready? You guys ready?"
Omaha.
Yeah, it's just So I just want to see a halftime show. I just want to see Kendrick. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, the entertainment.
So he can bury Drake. So he can bury Drake again.
I think Drake's coming out.
Coming out where?
I think there's gonna be a song that features they're in New Orleans. They're gonna
Right.
feature Lil Wayne, and then Drake's gonna come out.
That's corny.
It has to be. It's the biggest city.
We don't want that.
Everybody wants that.
Who wants that?
Fucking world wants that.
Nobody wants that.
It's the most biggest flex on TV possibly.
No one wants to see Drake.
We told you the illest story in the world.
What do you think? This is a wrestling work?
Yes.
No, it's not.
It's that deep.
Oh my God. You in this aluminum hat shit. I just don't understand it.
You got aluminum glasses on right now. What are you talking about?
Look like Amari. Fire.
Amari what? Amari Hardwick?
No.
Amari Stoudemire?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Listen.
outside of the halftime show, I don't care. I just don't.
Nothing. I don't want to watch the fucking commercials.
Nothing.
I'm not even. Hey, these new commercials suck.
Like
Do
no,
you
yeah,
like
they
your
really do.
commercials?
They're bad.
No.
Yeah, like the people your age that make some shit god awful.
It's just
Everything's nostalgic. Everything is it has to do again. Let's get the guy from Baywatch because people want to see Baywatch again.
probably gonna put Hulk Hogan on a damn commercial. I don't want to see that.
With his beer.
Facts. So just I'm really disappointed in. I won't even say the NFL. It's just it is what it is. But it's just we have not seen a game this like bland in a very long time, and it's just like this is the Super Bowl. Like it shouldn't be like this. It shouldn't be the point that the NBA has stolen your shine because the NBA is lit. We lit right now. Are we going? Are we going to Super Bowl? Are we going to the NBA? I don't know. No, we're not going to go yet. We're not going to go yet. I'll hold that. The NBA, the NFL Players Association, they don't like the 18-game schedule. They don't, obviously, safety reasons. Play all of these things. They're not really co-signing. I don't know if they're going to be able to stop it. Now, do you agree with the 18-game schedule, Klaws?
I mean, it's still new. I'm still adjusting to it. I'm still adjusting to the field goal. Kickoffs.
Right. Very successful though.
Yeah, but I just feel like I don't know the 18 games. Who does it doesn't really benefit anybody.
What would be your cutoff in regards to if they continue to just pile on games? Is 20 too much?
If you're gonna do a number like 20, then do a number like 20. Thing is, how do you do 20? Then I think you gotta have one game or 2 games or 2 weeks that they have like 2 games during the week.
It'll be a very convoluted schedule.
Yeah, I would think it was like a Thursday, and they play Monday night the same week.
Right.
It's a lot though.
That is a lot. It's just I don't know how this is gonna fare. I think I know how it's gonna end. We're gonna get the 18 game at some point because if the owners want it, if Goodell wants it, if everybody's pushing in that direction, players are just gonna have to eat the proverbial crap and deal with it, unfortunately. But we're gonna see what happens. I like the 16-game schedule. I think 16-game schedule was fine. I think it had balance. I think guys had enough rest. 17 games, whatever. We're getting used to it now, but still, to me, it feels like overkill. But I get the fact that you don't have an 8-8 season or whatever it is. You have to have either a winning season or a losing season, right? So I get that part of it, but it's just leave it at 17. Like give it like a decade, and then you switch. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is there's no rush? There's no rush to go into another game. Because if we're going to get the damn Chiefs back in the Super Bowl, who cares? Who cares if it's 18 games? It's rubbish. We don't want to see this. say this. Moving on. Obviously, the NBA, and I keep saying NBA, the NFL honors are going on right now. Shocking that Josh Allen won the MVP?
No comment.
I mean, we have to comment as a pod.
Oh, this is true. I don't know. I don't like it.
I'm just trying to figure out what metric would allow them to say that, yeah, Josh Allen had a better season than Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson had the most touchdowns. He threw for over 4,000 yards. He almost rushed for 1,000 again. He had the highest QBR in the league. He had the highest passer rating in the league. He had the highest touchdown to interception ratio in the league. His team won the division. He was the MVP last year, and he put up better stats this year. So if your team wins the division, you put up better stats this year, you're a quarterback, how do you not win? I don't get it. Now, granted, people want to go ahead and give Josh Allen the respect. He deserves it, right? He's been in the league a while. He's going through, blah, blah, blah. Cool. But when we're looking at the metrics here, this is what concerns me. The metrics, the numbers, the advanced stats, it all points in Lamar Jackson's favor. It does. So, we seen what the hell happened in the playoffs. He got Mahomes.
Nasty work.
Not my MVP. And I'm not even a big Lamar fan, but he earned it this year. He really did. If it wasn't Lamar winning the MVP, I'd have gave it to Joe Burrow. I'd have gave it to Joe Burrow.
He cooked.
Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in football on one of the worst teams. So when you talk about most valuable player, that's what it should be. Not the best player on one of the best teams in the league. I don't know when the MVP changed to that. And I don't understand where the MVP changed into a quarterback award in football. Saquon had a damn good year.
Yeah, he should have been on the list.
Like, come on now. If you're going to give it to Josh Allen, at least give Saquon some votes. I don't like it. If he wins his first MVP, I don't want to sully his win, but it's just marred in controversy to me. Because there's plenty of guys that had better years. We know that when Brady and Manning and all of these other guys were killing, even when Aaron Rodgers won his back-to-back, he was the best quarterback in the league, stat-wise. You saw it. It was there. So, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of of Josh Allen winning the MVP. Moving on. Basketball. It's all about basketball right now. It's all about trades. It's all about the NBA trade deadline. All right? First off, we're going to talk about the biggest trade with my team. LA. Luka Doncic, AD, they get traded for each other. They have Max Kleber in the deal. There's a 2029 pick. I had made a little video about it, but I want to deep dive into it further. Obviously, the smoke is cleared. Everybody understands what happened. Everybody knows all the stories that's come out. The Mavericks, they are, they wanted to win now. They thought AD was going to get them the best opportunity to do so. Luka now joins the Lakers, which secures their future post LeBron. So I think it's a win-win for both parties, but we have to break it down. Who really won the trade? We can do the win-win stuff. It's fine. Who really won the trade? The Lakers did. The Lakers won a trade. Why? It's because of how. Rob Pelinka got the call from Nico Harrison. They had breakfast or lunch or whatever to discuss the deal over weeks. Conversations, right? Rob Pelinka himself said, every so often, couple of days, a snag would happen. And then we'd have to iron that out. And then another snag would happen. And we had to iron that out. Then another snag would happen. And we had to iron that out. Until we got to, where we are now. He's not telling the whole story because the man fleeced Nico Harrison. He wanted Dalton Connect. He wanted this guy. There were so many other, branches to this deal. So many other players that were included. And Rob was like, yo, but you said he was out of shape, bro. We can't take on that risk. Yeah, you're right. So, all right, take out the other first round pick then. Cool. Then Nico calls back. Yeah, I think we're going to have to put that first round pick back in. Listen, no. Hey, remember what you told me that you guys weren't that fond of his leadership? Hey, we're taking that risk now. So you can't tell me that I got to give you all of this when we're the one taking the risk. It's like the drug deal at the port, right? We're taking the risk. So you can't make the money that you're trying to make. We got to make more. We the one taking the risk. So Rob is like, yo, you got to take Dalton Connect out of there too. And Nico's like, all right, what about Gabe Vincent? No. You said nothing about Gabe. Listen, let's focus on Luka, all right? Just know that he's out of shape, right? Something's wrong. Something's going on here where there's a disconnect. We don't even know if he's going to sign with us. So us giving you all of this value, there's risk. We can't do that either. So I would love to give you, the 29, 31, well, how about just the 29? And he's like, okay, got a deal. Rob fleeced him. The Wolf of Wall Street. That's how he did him. For us to get a 25-year-old superstar. We're not talking about some Joe Schmo off the street that can end up being good. He's a star now. He's an international icon. And he's in Los Angeles. And all we had to do was trade a 31-year-old AD? How? And people are talking about collusion. Hey, you did. Maybe it is. But guess what? I don't care. I don't care about collusion. Because we're the Lakers. They denied us Chris Paul all those years ago. David Stern says, nah, we're not doing that. We're going to send him to the Clippers. And it's been a jinx ever since. If you would have sent him to the Lakers, his career would have been a lot different. Now he's a jinx. Now he's not even the real point guard in San Antonio. It's the Aaron Fox. So his whole situation got laid out because David Stern cursed him. It's Lakers. This is what we do. We get superstars. And the fact that Luka is here now, there's so much potential to be able to continue to get better. As the Lakers did. Because guess what they did? They were able to use that trade for Luka and go get themselves another player. Another young budding star. Mark Williams. 7'2". He has a 9'9" standing reach. It is the longest reach pause in NBA history outside of Manute Bol.
That's what I call a reach around.
Facts. The man can literally just raise his arms and dunk the basketball. It's nuts. And you got him for nothing. You got him for the 9th man on the bench and a pick. Please, Rob Pelinka's a GOAT. I don't care what nobody want to tell. Oh, wait, he didn't do nothing. Yes, he did. Because think about this. Rob Pelinka traded AD, or he traded for AD, right? Won a championship after trading off those young players, and turned around and traded AD for Luka. That doesn't happen. This does not happen, Silent Assassin. Right here, you're not a basketball fan. I'm telling you right now, this is unprecedented. This is literally like Juan Soto getting traded for Pete Alonso. Like, in his prime.
Yeah.
Not even. It's crazy.
Like, I know you explained it all, like how whatever they offered and stuff, but I just like, what's going on through like the Mavs' mind?
I think they were fed up with Luka in regards to his body language, because a lot of players talked about it, or a lot of people talked about it in the finals. His body language was bad. They were losing. He wasn't playing well. He complains to the refs. And when he complains to the refs, he doesn't get back on defense. He's not a great defender anyway. So it's like, you're not helping out your team offensively. You're not helping us defensively. And now you're crying to the refs. So there was a bad taste in a lot of management's opinion of Luka. And I think that when you have a guy like Kyrie Irving, when you have the defensive players that they have, they're looking at it like, yo, we got to the finals last year. We're struggling this year. Our star player is still banged up and hurt. We still feel that with this unit, we can get back to the finals. So who can be able to help us? A guy that is a defensive monster that can be able to give us literally 75% of the offense that Luka gives us and 100% of the defense that he doesn't. So when you're thinking about it, short term, it works for Dallas. Long term, it does not, because in this 3-year window, right? Because they got 3 years. If they win a championship, great, right? But then what it does is that it now is going to force them to have to tear it down at some point. You got to tear it down and start from scratch. And it's okay because it's Dallas. And although the fans are rioting right now, people are selling their season tickets. They got refunds. Shouts to my man Tyler Reddington. He got his $5,000 refund. They're just refunding season tickets all over the place, right? Because people are fed up. They lost their generational talent. I get it. I understand the frustration. But for Dallas, I understand them as well, because if they didn't want to pay Luka the super duper max, which he was eligible to make $70 million a year. So think about it. You're already not liking his leadership qualities. You say that his conditioning is a problem. And on top of that, he's eligible to receive the highest contract in NBA history. All of those things scared Nico Harrison to death. And he called Rob Pelinka, and Rob fleeced him. Fleeced him! So that's all I'm saying. It was a beautiful day in LA. I was shocked. I was still a little hesitant. A lot of days has passed now, and I'm just like, I love it. I don't even care if we lose this season. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, we got Luka. I'll work it out. We'll figure it out. Because when that guy gets into the playoffs, anything's possible. And that's how I look at it. And if you got a LeBron James who is happy about this, LeBron is playing crazy right now. Luka comes back. You got Mark Williams. You got all these other players. We got a shot. I'm telling you right now, Lakers got a shot. And I'm happy as hell. Never been so happy in my life. The last time I was this happy is when AD got traded, right? And before that, LeBron signed. Now AD's out of here, and we got Luka. It just doesn't make sense. But I'm not here to make sense of it. I'm here to tell you that both teams are going to be good. Dallas is going to be better in the short term. LA got it for the long term because they got a 25-year-old superstar that's not even in his prime yet. And by the way, looked pretty good in the press conference. Didn't look fat to me. So I don't know what Nico was talking about. I think it had all to do with the money. All to do with the money. They didn't want to pay him. They could have extended him. They could have gave him the money. and then traded him, but they decided not to. That's dirty because he's literally losing that money and he'll recoup it. But man, for him to be able to lose over $100 million just like that is nasty work. It is. It's messed up, but what are you gonna do? Moving on. We're gonna get into the trade deadline very soon. Lonzo Ball gets a extension from the Chicago Bulls. Shouts to Lonzo Ball. 2 years, $20 million. And for a guy that's been battling injury for the last few seasons, we didn't know if he was going to come back. He had to have this, state-of-the-art type of innovative surgery to see if they can be able to kind of repair the cartilage and see if it can regenerate and all this stuff. And, for him to now get an extension says a lot about his work ethic, says a lot about his determination to get back on the court. And shouts to him because that seemed impossible. I thought his career was over. And listen, it may not be the career that everybody thought he was going to have, but he's still able to play professional basketball for an extended period of time. It's a win. It's a 100% win. So shouts to Lonzo Ball for getting that extension, man. That's really a big thing. Let's get into the NBA trade deadline. Let's just get into it, shall we? Let's just get into it. So, Silence Hassel, what pictures do you have loaded up first so I can be able to follow along and we can follow along during the stream?
I have the Wizards and 76ers.
So you got the Wizards and Sixers. So let's go ahead and check that out. All right, let me see. I got all these pictures just convoluted. Okay. Which one you got? Which is the one? What's the players involved?
Wizards get Reggie Jackson and first round pick in 26.
Okay, yeah. I see that. Jared Butler, 4 second round picks, 27, 28, 29, no, 27, 28, 30, and 2 2030s. Wizards get Reggie Jackson, 2026 first round pick. A marginal trade for the 76ers. Reggie Jackson, veteran, can be able to score, but it's about getting that salary off the books. They're trying to figure out how to be able to get better in real time because the Sixers, they're threatening to make the playoffs. If they can be able to make a run in the second half, they do have a shot because the Eastern Conference is very weak. So this is one of those trying to catch lightning in a bottle type situations and seeing if they can be able to peel off some wins in the second half. Reggie Jackson, he's going to a Wizards team that's bad. Look for a buyout to happen. It's possible. It's very, very possible that he might be getting bought out. What we got next?
Warriors, Heat, and Jazz.
Warriors, Heat, and Jazz. Oh, yes. So Jimmy Butler goes to the Warriors. Heat receive Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, PJ Tucker, first round pick. Jazz receive Dennis Schroeder, Josh Richardson, and Lindy Waters. And most of these players, Dennis Schroeder got traded about 8 times this week. 8 times. He's now on the Pistons. The man has moved around that much, right? And he says some wild shit, too, talking about how the NBA trade deadline is like slavery. Really? You shouldn't have said something. Because now you definitely got passed around something crazy.
And you got to explain that.
Facts.
And live by what you're saying.
Facts. It's crazy. Now you in Detroit. So, he ended up in a good situation, but, bruh, like, you talking mad nonsense like this is not a business. You got millions of dollars, so it's not like slavery because slaves ain't have no millions of dollars. Slaves couldn't go anywhere. You can be able to buy whatever the hell you want and do what you want. So, I don't know what you talking about.
Dummy. Yeah.
This big trade, this is a trade that a lot of people are scratching their heads on. because the Warriors, they get Jimmy Butler, but they wanted Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant spoke to Steph, and Kevin Durant said, nah, I'm good. I don't want to come back. So for the Warriors, they're now in panic mode because they're looking at it like, yo, we have to make a trade because if we don't make a trade, we fear that Steph may leave. Because he's getting frustrated. He understands he's getting older. He wants to compete. He wants to continue to compete for championships. And this Golden State team don't got it no more. They're done. So for them to make a trade for Jimmy Butler at this point, 35 years old, okay, cool. Give up what you want to give up and see how you can be able to figure it out. But here's the craziest part about the situation. They gave him a 2-year extension worth $121 million. Do the math. He's making $60 a year. 35 years. If Pat Riley didn't want to pay him that, why would you? 35 years old on an aging team already? This is not going to stop Steph from saying, you know, I think I'm about to be out of here. $60 million for him? Nah. This is desperation at its finest. And as we speak, the Lakers are kicking their back in on the court. Kicking their back in. They ain't gonna help them. This is rubbish. Jimmy's a good player. He's gonna be able to take the pressure off of Steph a bit, but he's 35 years old. For you to extend him another 2 years, think about what you're doing. You're not going to have much of a future. You already traded off your young guys in a Western Conference that's tough as hell. This ain't going to work, man. So, Steph better gear up because when Rob gets on that phone, Rob going to call Mike Dunleavy, yo, listen, I heard through the grapevine that Steph wants out. I mean, let's talk. You want to grab lunch, brunch? Like, what do you want to do? Steph possibly may ask out in the summer. I'm putting it out there. I'm going to put it out there in the universe, in the ether. Steph probably will ask out of Golden State after this season is over. And that's going to be a frenzy. And if Rob Pelinka got anything to do with it, he going to be in on that. Take Austin Reeves. Take it all. You leave Braun, Luka, and Steph. I'm good. We go with that. So, moving on. What else we got?
I got the Spurs, Kings, and Bulls.
Spurs, Kings, and Bulls. Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin, Zach LaVine goes with the Kings. 3 first-round picks. Bulls get Zach Collins, Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones. This is a good deal for everybody involved except, I don't want to say the Bulls lost. They're just trying to rebuild and get as much assets as they possibly can. They were trying to get rid of Zach LaVine for years. They were trying to get rid of Vukovic. They couldn't get a deal for him. So the fact that they got off of Zach LaVine, he's now on the Kings. De'Aaron Fox is now on the Spurs, which I called. Did call that. Perfect fit. You got a young point guard with a young budding superstar on Wembayama. So good for the Spurs in the short term as well as the long term. Good for the Kings because they're able to have a superstar player or a star player. They have DeRozan there. They have Sabonis. So they have somewhat of a big three. They got Malik Monk over there that's going to run the point guard. So I like the deal for all three teams. Obviously, I like it less for the Bulls because they didn't really get much assets. They didn't get a star. They didn't get anything. They just kind of got salary flexibility, which is actually good for their franchise because they're trying to retool and rebuild. Who we got next?
Got the Pelicans and Raptors.
Pelicans and Raptors. Is that the Brandon Ingram trade?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Brandon Ingram gets traded to the Raptors for Bruce Brown, Kelly Olynyk, first round pick and a second round pick. I feel bad for my man B.I. This is a bad deal for him because they traded for him. The Raptors are not in playoff contention right now. I think they're 13th in the East. So they're going to have to try to make a significant run in the second half to be able to catch up. I think there are five losses in the loss column. So, there's possibility for them to do that, but BI is going to be a unrestricted free agent at the end of the season. He's looking for a contract extension. He's looking to get paid. So if it's not with the Raptors, he's going to hit free agency. And what did they actually trade here? Now, I think Bruce Brown gets bought out. I think Kelly Olynyk possibly gets bought out as well. So we'll see exactly what happens with that. And if Bruce Brown hits the market, there's going to be a lot of teams vying for his services because he's a rangy wing defender. He can hit the three. Not really great creating his own offense, but he's a good guy to be able to have in your rotation because he can be able to offset a lot of things in regards to double teams. He can hit that corner three. He can take the pressure off of your main guy in regards to defense. Bruce Brown's a pretty good player. Same thing with Kelly Olynyk. He's a tough guy, tough old school veteran type of big man, can hit the three. So there's a lot of value in these guys if they do hit the open market. But for BI, I mean, the best thing for him is that he has to try to stay healthy. Stay healthy so he can be able to showcase his talent and then get paid in the offseason. Who we got next?
The Hornets and Suns.
Hornets and Suns. What deal was that?
Yusuf Nurkic.
Okay, so we have Yusuf Nurkic going to the Hornets for Cody Martin, Vasaji Micic, and 2026 second round pick. Suns are trying to do a lot to get some cap flexibility. Nurkic was not playing. He wasn't getting any playing time. He kind of fell out of the rotation. So this is a way for the Hornets to be able to get a big man. They can be able to give him quality minutes. He can be able to be a veteran on a very, very young team. They have Dalton Connect now. They still have LaMelo Ball. They have a lot of guys. This is a good big man that they can be able to use effectively. For the Suns, they get Cody Martin, who's a rangy wing defensive guy, can hit the three. They get a second round pick, which is very, very hard to come by for them because they have zero assets. So them getting a second round pick is value for them. Who we got next?
Hawks and Clippers.
Hawks and Clippers. Let's see. Which deal was that? That was for Bogdanovich?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Bones Highland and Terrence Mann going to the Hawks. Clippers receive Bogdanovich, which is pretty decent trade for both teams. Bogdan is a scorer, 3-level scorer, very, very tough, hard-nosed guy. Kind of fits that culture in regards to what Tyronn Lue likes. He likes guys like this that can be able to be multifaceted. Not a great defender, which is also something that Ty Lue probably doesn't really like, but you'll take the offense. You'll take the offense if he doesn't play much defense. For the Hawks, them getting Bones Highland, which, he's a guy that can be able to hit a three. Terrence Mann has upside. So I think the Hawks are looking at it because, the other big trade that they made today, that kind of shocked everybody. So I think that the Hawks are in a pseudo rebuild, I believe. And we're curious to see what's going to happen with Trae Young, if they're going to ship him off as well, because, we didn't talk about it yet, but we're going to talk about the big trade that they made. What's next?
The Hawks and Cavs.
Okay, so you going right into it. Big trade: Karis LeVert, George Niang, and 3 second-round picks for DeAndre Hunter. How the Cavs pulled this one off is beyond me. DeAndre Hunter is having a career year, averaging 19 points a game. He's playing really, really good defense. Always been a very, very good defender. hitting the three at a consistent clip this year as well. He was the Hawks' second best player, probably even the first best player on some nights because, Trae Young can be in and out. For them to be able to add DeAndre Hunter to that Cavs team with, you have Donovan Mitchell, you have Darius Garland, you have Evan Mobley, you have Jared Allen, you have the guys that they got on the bench. This may end up being the favorite to get out of the East. Like, the Cavs are that good, and this just makes them a lot scarier and a lot better because they got somebody who can play both ends of the floor and can also be able to give you a lot offensively as well. So I like this matchup. This team matches up very well with the Knicks. I think the Cavs are better. I think the Cavs are better than everybody in the East, even the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, who are struggling a little bit. But this was the A+ of the draft of the trade deadline for me. This definitely was. They were not the biggest winner, but one of the biggest winners. I would say that they're tied for the biggest winners of the deadline. Who's next?
The Bucks and Wizards.
Bucks and Wizards. That was a good deal. That one was for. Let me see. Is that Kyle Kuzma?
Mm-hmm.
Where's my graphic? Let's see the entire thing. Okay, so we have Kyle Kuzma for Chris Middleton. I like it. Look, Chris Middleton been injured for the last 4 years, in and out of the lineup. When they won their championship, Chris Middleton was an important, vital piece of that team. Like, without Chris Middleton, they don't win the championship. And since then, he has just, it's been a tough road for him, trying to stay healthy, trying to get back into the line, trying to find the groove and the swag that he had before all of these, injuries started piling up on him. And Kyle Kuzma kind of gives them that element again. Younger, he's not as good as a defender as Middleton is, but he can create his own shot. He's a 20-point scorer. He's somebody that can be able to stretch and hit the three. He can rebound pretty good. He's a guy that you can be able to play anywhere between the 3, the 4, or if you want to play small ball, he can even play small ball 5, right? So this is a good piece for the Bucks to get. Are they going to be able to turn the corner? They've had a bad season. Doc Rivers is still the head coach over there, and it's not great, but I think Kyle Kuzma can be able to help them get at least marginally better. For Chris Middleton, obviously he's going to the Wizards. This is not, they're either going to buy him out or he's just going to be there and, test free agency. I don't know if his contract is up, but he definitely is going to be out of there very, very soon. I don't think he stays on the Wizards. Who's next?
The last one I have is the Bucks and Clippers.
Bucks and Clippers. That was, the other trade was, let me see if I can find it. Was that Kevin Porter Jr. for Rajon Beauchamp?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Kevin Porter Jr. goes to the Bucks. Pretty good value there. This is a guy that has had talent in the NBA. He's gotten into trouble trying to find a place again. But Kevin Porter Jr., when he's right, he's one of the good dynamic young players in the league. Rajon Beauchamp, that's a good pickup for him. Rangy guy, defensive guy. He can be able to hit threes. So Clippers made out good here. If I were to give somebody the nod or who got the one up, I would give the Bucks just because I think Kevin Porter Jr. has more upside. So I think I like the trade for both teams, but I like it better for the Bucks. That's the last one you got, right, Salon Sassen?
Yeah.
I have the greatest one. This is what made the winners of the deadline. Mark Williams goes to the Lakers for Dalton Connect, Cam Reddish, and a 2031 first-round pick. The Lakers got their big man. It's so crazy that AD went on TV last week and was like, yeah, all we need is a big. We need a true center because I want to play power forward because the last time that we had a true center, we won a championship in 2020. And then we say, okay, cool. We'll get you a center. We'll get a center. We'll definitely get a center. You ain't gonna be here, but we'll get one. So we trade his ass off and get Luka, and then we go ahead and go get the. I would say he's a project. He's a bit of a project, right? Injury prone his first couple of years, but they're saying that his medicals are clean. They're saying that the back injury that he had last year, he's not going to be able to, they don't think that there's going to be any type of residual effects from that. He's been healthy. So if you look at his numbers, he's 16-10 right now. But those numbers don't tell the entire story. He's closer to 2010. Because if you look at the month of, I think it's the month of December, he was injured, right? So he's coming back, so they're trying to ramp him back up. His minutes are low. He's getting 10 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, 17 minutes. So they're slowly ramping him up. Once January hits, the restricted plates are off. His high in January was 38 points. He put 38 points on Walker Kessler. He scored 20 and 15 against Nikola Jokic. This is a guy that can be able to put up big numbers. Like I said, he has a 9'9" standing reach. He has a longer standing reach than Wembayama. It's nuts.
It's a lot of arms.
A lot of arms. Arms and legs just coming at you. Shot blocking ability. He moves his feet okay on the perimeter in regards to closing out on corner threes. Can he be able to move his feet a lot better, on one-on-one defense? Absolutely. But is he going to be a great help defender? Absolutely. And for what I'm saying is that the Hornets, they didn't like his play. They thought that he was, the last game that he played for them, they said that he was lazy and he didn't play with any effort. When you're playing on a bad team and you're a young player, it's very hard to stay motivated. So I think that him going to a veteran team now, mixed in with some young guys that can be able to keep him on the right path, and the fact that Luka told Rob that, hey, I need a rim running big, I need a lob threat, and he was like, let's try to go get that guy. So you got Luka that kind of handpicked you and said, yo, I want him, which means that goes a long way for your confidence. That goes a long way for what your role is going to be on the Lakers. And that goes a long way of what they think about you going forward long term. So that's, to me, was not the biggest move of the deadline, but it was the most vital for a team that needed something. Like the Cavs added. The Lakers got something that they needed, and they're actually able to compete and be good because of it. So my two winners of the trade deadline, Cavs, Lakers. My losers, you got to put Chicago in there because, they didn't really get much. The Knicks, they didn't do anything, right? I think that the Knicks could have did something. They're probably holding the fort down. They got some injuries, but sometimes you need a little pick-me-up.
I thought they traded Sims.
Yeah, but it's a marginal move. They could have did more, I think. I think they could have figured out something else to be able to get.
What do you think they could have did?
I don't know, man. Find a partner that can get Mitchell. Somebody would have took Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like put a couple picks in, entice them. Go get somebody else that's more reliable and valuable. Because at this point, you're gonna have to attach first round capital to a guy like Mitch. Nobody's gonna take his contract because he's so oft injured, right? So you have to make it interesting for a team to want to take that deal. But I think that there were moves to make. Did they try? I'm sure they probably did. Maybe there was no biters on Mitchell, but I just feel that the Knicks, they're definitely. I think the San Antonio Spurs, winner, right? Getting De'Aaron Fox. Partner him up with Wemby. That's a win. Golden State Warriors. Losers. I think they're losers. I think that they got desperate and they decided to go get something that's not going to help them win this year.
They gave up too much.
And they gave up a lot. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. Jimmy's going to come there and play, but you see the Warriors get out in the first round? I don't. Especially if they're a playing team and they have to play a team like OKC, they got to play a team like Memphis, they got to play a team like Denver. I don't see them getting out of the first round. So these are things that I look at as that, okay, you made this move. Yes, you had to make a move. Had to. You had to keep Steph happy. I understand that. But this ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't it. So loses to me. So Cavs and Lakers, they got the winners, man. They're the winners of the deadline. Shouts to them, and man, am I happy. I have not been this happy in a long time. And we're talking about mid-season basketball, and we're talking about it? Super Bowl week? What? Doesn't even make sense. But I'll take it. Luka is in LA. Dallas fans are crying. They're burning jerseys. They're thinking about what's going on with their lives. I've talked to Dallas Mavs fans. They are depressed. I've never seen anything like this. Like, just think about that. That's like Albert Pujols getting traded in the midst of his historic Cardinals run. And Cardinals fans like, what the fuck? Like, you traded the best guy in the world. Why? Luka is arguably top 3 in the league. Even if he's out of shape. He's still top 3. Could you imagine if he's in shape? It's going to be the white Jordan. And on top of that, too, everybody's talking about, oh, well, the Lakers should have kept Dalton Connect. Why? We already got Austin Reeves. You got 2 white boy minimum. 2 white boy minimum on your team. You need 2 good whites. That's it. You got Dalton Connect. Get him out of here. Let him go somewhere else. You got Luka and you got Austin Reeves. That's all you need. 3 is a lot. Get 2. You're gold. Gold. Any team that got 2 bad white boys on their team, gold. You see what Golden State look like with Clay and Steph? They half-halves. You see what happened? 2. They didn't have another one. So when you have that, when you have 2 badass white boys, you can be able to make things work. The Celtics, back in the day, right? They had Bird and McHale. They was lit. That's all I'm saying. So, you know, Golden State, big losers. Lakers, big winners. Moving on. Now it's time for my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch them? I mean, they stink.
Every week we go ahead and we discuss the irrelevant news. See what I have here. Silent Sassy, you had a story that we were talking about the other off pod. Would you like to discuss?
Yeah, so there's this lady who allegedly went to Pakistan to marry her 19-year-old boyfriend.
Right.
And the family denied them getting married. So she traveled there in October. So now it's the beginning of February, and she's allegedly getting sent home, I think, this week. But she's been there all this time, and she's... since the denial of the wedding, she's like, oh, I'm not leaving here. And she's been running around Pakistan all over the news, talking to like government officials and whatnot, demanding money and trying to fix up Pakistan. But also, too, she's just like, I need $20,000 in my pocket by today. And then also she's like, and then I need $100,000. And we need to fix these streets. It's not good over here.
She was like, what did she say? She said, clear a path.
Yeah, she's like,
move out of the way.
Yeah, she's like, what did she say? She's like, oh, I'm not. It's like, oh, like none of your business or something. Now clear out the way. And then everyone just kind of like separated, and then she just walked in. She's definitely taken over Pakistan this last couple months, and everyone now like online's like obsessed with her. And it's like this. She needs to be like my agent or whatever, trying to get me deals, just demanding all this money out of nowhere.
Yo, first off, what's the backstory? Like, how does she try to get married to this man? Like, what type of scam is this?
Yeah, I didn't see any of that. 'Cause she's a 33-year-old woman trying to marry like a 19-year-old boy from Pakistan.
Once she got out there and the family saw her, they said, "All right, jig is up. Go home. Go the hell home. We know exactly what this is." Yeah. And the family got money, right?
I'm assuming.
They probably got bread.
Yeah.
They probably got bread.
Yeah, the only good thing that people were saying is that she's been unharmed because you go there.
Yeah. By yourself.
Yeah, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. But listen, I ain't gonna hold you. Ain't nobody touching that lady. Yo, ain't nobody. Yo, she will put hands on you because if she's out there wilding like that in that country, you know she's not about the shits. Like nah, you don't do nothing to her. That's why people they looking at her like, yo, we ain't never seen no lady like this in my life. Like she's an attraction because they like, yo, this ain't normal.
Yeah.
This is how American women behave.
Yeah.
We ain't going over there. We ain't going over there.
It's definitely even too. I tried to use. There's like a guy like translating and he's kind of repeating, and she turns like, "You talk way too much. You gotta stop." And then everyone's
why
like,
you using all them words, man? I ain't say that. It's like, yo, I stopped talking like 10 seconds ago. You still going?
Yeah.
What are you telling him? That's what she's saying. What extra stuff you saying over here? That's nasty work.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna. I'm telling you, man. They saw her. They said, yo, you pack it up. Pack that shit up. You go home. That's crazy. Yeah. That's nuts, bro. All right, listen. You know me. I'm a big 90 Day Fiance fan. I'd do it. If I was single, I'd do it. All right? I go over there and go see what's up. Arranged marriage. Just make sure that the girl ain't got no mustache and shave the arms or something. Like, I mean, don't do no wild shit. You know what I mean? Gotta be good. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know what she was thinking.
Yeah, I have no idea. She just like demands that she's not leaving this country, and her visa and everything expired. And then she was blaming the Pakistan government for all her issues, and that's what she's demanding.
Listen,
money.
she better be careful. Trump may not let her back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trump may not let her back in. She gonna stay there. You know what I mean? So we definitely gonna see. Silent Assassin, my time has come. This is what we call vindication. Listen, I gotta stand up. This is what we call vindication, all right? This is what we call when people get done wrong, they gotta fix it. They gotta say, I'm sorry, and they gotta make sure that they fix it. Jonathan Majors. So you got Marvel considering bringing him back to play the character that he left as Kang. That's a win. That's a win. The fact that they dragged this man through the coals while he was running away from that white girl. It's nuts. They looked at him as the aggressor. What? And when they even went to court, it was a misdemeanor. It wasn't even no crazy shit. So you canceled his contract over a misdemeanor when you got people out there doing DUIs, crashing into shit, have alcohol, drug problems, and they still got contracts. That's why, for me, it looks crazy. Because you had him that... I didn't see it as a big thing. Granted, DV is serious, right? DV is serious. Got to be taken seriously. But, come on now. It just didn't correlate. It didn't match up to me. Didn't match up. The only thing that I said that, oh man, you kind of messed up, is he did that stupid ass interview with that stupid ass turtleneck that he had on in that dark room. I don't know what the hell he was doing. All right, it was a bad look, right? But he got making good. That was great. You know what I mean? Clean up your image. Know that you for the black people. I got a black girl now. We good, right? We got no problems. He deserves to be back. I'm not even kidding. Like, this is no jokes now. He deserves his job back. Because he shouldn't have lost it in the first place. He was a great character, played the role well. He deserved that to still be in Marvel. That wasn't right. That wasn't right, the fact that they did to him. And you had so many people drag him through the coals without getting all the information. That's what I don't like about our society, is that we're too quick to, like, throw people under the bus. All because you have a particular perception of what you think they are. That white girl was crazy. She was running him down. You see that? That video is going to be infamous for years to come. He was running full speed. I ain't gonna hold you though. He was running full. She was right behind him though. She's fast as hell too. That's crazy. But yeah, he deserves to get his job back. He does. He definitely deserves to get his job back. And an apology, a public apology.
Yeah, definitely. Like from Disney, but it's also too, like, think about it, how Disney's re-offering.
Right.
Like they know that they messed
they
up.
know they screwed up
if they're coming back with the job. But was there any movies or shows with a new actor replacing King, or they just
no, they just kind of wiped the character out of the actual storyline. Yeah. So he deserves to be back.
Yeah.
Big time. You know what I mean? So salute to my man Jonathan Majors, spiritual whistleblower. She dragged him through the cold. That's my homie, but I gotta stand behind my man Majors. He's back. So what else do I have for irrelevant news? Let's see. Oh, I think that's it. Yeah. Got those nice 2 stories. Oh, you know what? I'll just bring this up. I was talking to you off camera, about this lady that she had ordered a fridge online, and the fridge was too big. So the people that are, working for the company, or, the third party company that's delivering the fridge is in the house now. They're trying to leave. She is literally threatening them that they can't leave because they have to speak to dispatch, because she wants her fridge, and she wants to be treated with VIP service because she's a doctor. She has a degree in doctor, right? So dude's like, I'm just trying to get out of here. So she gets in front of the front door. You're not leaving. So, all right, cool. I'm going to go out the other side, right? So then it cuts to another camera, and she's in the truck. So she's stopping them from driving off. Mm-hmm. So they not touching her. So all of a sudden she grabs his bag. So he's trying to get the bag back from this crazy ass lady, and she's so he grabs the bag from her, and they get into this tiff on the floor. Everybody's struggling and shit, and she's kicking after all of this for a fridge that you bought that was too big. Mm-hmm. You should have just measured the shit. Mm-hmm. How do you have a big? Everybody measures their fridge, but you. What's the Karen level is obscene right now. Mm-hmm. What is happening?
It's just obviously normal occurrence, right? If something you ordered doesn't fit, okay, I gotta reorder it.
Yeah.
Come back in 2 weeks. This lady's going.
What are you trying to hurt me for? Yeah. I just delivered the fridge.
Yeah,
I'm not even the company. They hired me to just deliver the fridge.
Yeah. It should be a lawsuit. Guess I don't know. Safety on their part.
Listen, I can't stand customer service. I think retail and customer service is the worst thing in the world, because you have to put on this face and be nice no matter if the person is wrong or not. You are wrong as the person working for the company, and you can't tell them to go screw themselves. That's the part that bothers me. I can't tell you about yourself. You can say whatever you want to me. I gotta sit there. No. I wish there was a lady there, so she can put hands on her. Put hands on this Karen ass. It's crazy. This world is going to shit. Not gonna lie, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in the media We're not going to talk about it because Klaws tells me not to speak about it. So I won't. I won't. I'm just saying, let it burn.
It's a new world.
It's a new world, and let it burn. That is my irrelevant news.
You gotta be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
I knew it. I knew it, Silent Assassin. I knew it would happen. I knew it would happen. Pete Alonso is back with the Mets. And we are all happy as Met fans. We are happy that the polar bear is back in Queens. We are. Met fans are excited. Met fans are optimistic. Met fans are elated. Me, not so much, because I never really thought he was going to leave in the first place. I just thought that he was trying to make the most money he possibly could, right? Because Scott Boras is his agent. Scott Boras done put that bullshit in his head that, hey, oh, you got to get paid. Hey, Nimmo, I got Nimmo paid. I'm going to get you. You're not the same thing. You're not Nimmo. There's no market. I told people 2 years ago there was no market for him. That whatever money he's trying to get, he's not getting. He signed a 2-year, $54 million deal with a player option, which is literally a 1-year deal, because we all know that he's going to opt out of that deal to try to get a bigger bag, whether it's from the Mets or it's from another team. The Mets get flexibility now where they can be able to have Pete Alonso for 1 year, hit behind Juan Soto, have a solidified lineup, and be able to possibly win a division and compete for a World Series. They're in position right now. They're not done. There's rumors that they might be after Dylan Cease. You know, whether they get him now at the deadline or somebody else pops up, I think that the Mets are not done cooking, right? But this is a good deal. The only thing that is crazy to me is that Pete would take a $20 million base salary and a $10 million signing bonus. Mm-hmm. So you literally signed for the same money that you made last year. Mm-hmm. Except that Cohen said, take this 10 out of my pocket. Mm-hmm. All because it helps the cap, right? So, Silent Assassin, thoughts? Because, you know, we've been following this thing closely. You have as well, because you are a diehard Mets fan.
Yeah, like, I've been just waiting for it to happen. We've been talking the last few weeks, and it's like, now it's just getting exhausting and just waiting for any news. So when I saw it the other night, I was definitely happy, and then I saw the price and how the contract worked. I'm like, oh, this is great. Pete gets what he wanted, and the Mets get what they wanted. So I think it works out for both parties. And I was reading about it today, how apparently they had like a first conversation on Tuesday, and Cohen and Stearns and Pete and Boras met in Tampa, but like a deal didn't get done. They just kind of left the meeting, but it was good apparently. And then Wednesday they got the deal done, and apparently Cohen was like, I want you back, and then Pete's like, I want to come back. So obviously that was what like I've seen from day one. I never see like Pete want to go anywhere else, and apparently the Blue Jays offer that was on the 10-yard line wasn't even anything close. You know what's crazy? So.
Not only to cut you off, but like it's upsetting, mm-hmm. because we have a weasel in our midst, mm-hmm. in regards to certain reporters that report stuff. Now, can you blame them, or is it just what they're hearing? But there's a guy, I'm not gonna mention his name, that said that we had no shot of getting Juan Soto. And then we signed Juan Soto. Mm-hmm. Then he says that Pete and the Blue Jays are at the 10-yard line when they were nowhere close to a deal, because Pete never wanted to go to the Blue Jays. So it's like we have these trusted sources that are on our TVs that plaster their face there, and
it's like, where are you hearing this from? Like,
you getting X sources.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing, Bob? That got 30 followers is what you saying? Mm-hmm. Where are you getting this shit from? Even you had people in Toronto. The Toronto beat writer said, none of that shit is true. We ain't nowhere close to a deal. If you know, then let me know. Because all the people I'm talking to that are here have said completely different stuff.
Yeah. Eventually, too, I saw like the Jays had like a better contract up front, but then like Pete like really just wanted nothing to do with it.
He didn't want to go.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't even know like where that even came from. Even when I heard the Blue Jays as being a part of the negotiation, I'm like, nothing's gonna happen.
Right.
So, like again, I'm happy to see him back. I do think though, this is his last contract with the Mets, whether it be
You think so?
he opts into next year or doesn't. I think
You think so? So there's you don't think that there's any chance of him getting another deal from the Mets?
I think they're gonna go hard. Well, it depends, I guess, if they get Vladdy. I think they're gonna go hard and they're gonna want their guy.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be similar to what happened this offseason with Soto. They're gonna give everything that they can to get him.
Right.
So I guess that really determines it, but also like if that's the case and Pete walks away, I don't know, because he's coming into a difficult age. He's gonna be 32 potentially at the end of it. We'll have to see how he plays out these next 2 years, but I don't know.
Yeah, listen,
the last deal.
You could be right. It could be Pete's swan song, but it doesn't necessarily have to be neither, right? Because the Mets offered him a 3-year deal. I think it was a 2+1. I think the first 2 years were guaranteed, and then there was an opt out for the third, or was it opt out after the first two?
Second.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he opted for the shorter deal with the higher money up front.
It was barely any difference too. It was like
$2
million.
Yeah.
So
it's just for everybody to say, "Oh, Stearns never wanted him." It's not true. You always wanted Pete. You always respected Pete. You always liked Pete. But you want him at your price.
Yeah.
That's the whole difference, is that I want the player at my price because there is no market for you. I'm setting it. So if there was other teams that followed this, they would be setting it based off of what I offer you. Nobody else is showing up to the table. So you can be mad if you want to. But Stearns is a shark. He understands the market. He understands value. He uses analytics. He has the analytic team. He's a very smart baseball guy. And Boris cannot outsmart a baseball guy. What we're seeing is that Boris is still effective, but I think he's starting to lose his fastball a bit, because more and more of his guys are striking out in free agency. Alex Bregman still doesn't have a contract.
And he's not budging, apparently.
He's not budging. So it's like we are, how many days left for pitchers and catchers?
It's a couple, what's it, next week? 2 weeks?
Right. So we are literally heading into spring training, and one of the best third basemen in the game still does not have a contract. He doesn't have a home. That's not okay for baseball. This is a time where guys that are marginal players, waiting around for injuries to happen, trying to get a minor league deal so they can be able to get a spring training invite or something like that. This is the time that those guys are still available. But a guy like Alex Bregman is still on the board. As an agent, that has to bother you. And if it doesn't, then Alex Bregman needs to look into the mirror and say, I can't have this. Yeah, it's okay to try to squeeze every dollar out of a situation. But if you're left holding the bag and you get nothing, because Alex Bregman is, what is he? Is he 31?
I believe so, yeah. It's 30s.
So if he takes a 1-year deal, then he's another year older.
Yeah, it could be rough.
His offense is already starting to decline a little bit. Still a good defensive player, but are you going to get a 9-year deal at age 32? No. So Boris is still good for certain guys. But I think maybe some of the bigger clients that are... See, things for Juan Soto, it made sense for him to go for Boris. Juan Soto's 25 years old. Everybody wants the 25-year-old. It's like the puppy in the shelter. Nobody's gonna want to look at the old dog. They're looking at the puppy. They'll pay top dollar for the puppy, and they'll try to negotiate down for the old dog, when the old dog might be just as valuable as the puppy.
Bars.
But in real life, that's not how we look at things. It's always a youth movement, no matter what game you're playing. Whether it's the game of business, they always want the younger people that they can be able to pay less to and kind of move the old people out of the door. Sports is the same way. So for Bregman, he needs to start looking at this. But for Pete, this is a great opportunity for him to do a lot of things. One, he has a chance to win a World Series. Two, he has a chance to reset his own market, right? Maybe some team out there will probably want to sign him to maybe a 4-year deal. Doesn't need a 6. He can get a 4-year deal. I think a 4-year deal is going to be able to take him probably for the rest of his career, because I don't see Pete playing until 40. I think he's one of those guys that may stop playing at age 36, 37 maybe. Kind of where Jim Tomei was maybe, right? So I can see that happening. And 3, the biggest thing is that this is a milestone year for Pete. He's possibly going to be breaking Strawberry's record for the home run record for Mets history this year, right? For the all-time lead. That's something to play for. So there's a lot of things that I can understand why he never wanted to leave here. But for me, sometimes you have to tell your agent, enough. Give me the 3-year deal, because I don't see myself playing anywhere else. I want to be here. You're still going to get your same cut, but I need to be here. They're building something that I was never really a part of growing up in this organization. Yeah, we had little spots of success, but this shit is about to be different. And you want to be on that side of it rather than the other side of it. So, you know, I'm hoping that he comes in shape, in a good mood, and has those jitters out, because I don't want to see what we saw last year. He couldn't hit with runners in scoring position. His bat speed looks slow. Defensively, he's been okay. I think he's an above average first baseman. He's worked really hard at that particular position. Nobody scoops better than Pete at first base. You know, his stretches are pretty good, right? But the runners in scoring position have to improve. You have Juan Soto in front of you. Come on now. So either shape up or get shipped out, because the trade deadline is approaching very, very soon once the season starts, right? It's like a couple of months. It's like a deadline. And if he ain't playing the way, then guess what? He's trade bait. And call the Jays and say, hey, y'all about 20 games out of first place. What's up? Let's get the ball rolling now. Because we can be able to trade for Vladdy, extend him immediately. How much you want, Vladdy? $550? Deal. 13 years? Sold. That's it. So, still putting it out there. Vladdy's still on the table. Not only is Vladdy still on the table, but I would like to see them go after Kyle Tucker as well. So it's either Vladdy or Kyle for me.
Where do you play Tucker?
Put him in third.
You can play third?
Yeah. Put him in third.
Okay.
Put him in the outfield. Put him anywhere. Wherever he wants to play. Seriously.
Yeah.
Where would you put him?
I don't know.
Put him in Shake Shack.
Put him in Shake Shack. Yeah, facts.
Can he play first? I don't know.
He could probably play first.
They can translate to first. Bryce did it.
But I would prefer to see Vientos at first, though.
Then third.
I think Vientos would, and I think he grades better as a first baseman. I think he would actually become a superstar first baseman because he doesn't have that much range, doesn't need it at first base, and he's young enough to be able to figure it out, and he works hard. So, yeah, Kyle Tucker or Vladdy. That's it. That's it. So, Mets fans, be happy. We're excited. Welcome back, Pete, but I ain't gonna lie to you. The biggest MVP of this offseason is David Stearns. David Stearns is the man. And for all you Met fans out there that do Sleepy Stearns, he's not. Shut up. Shut up. Because the man has been cooking all offseason. When you look at the entire all the moves that he made in a bubble, or you put it all into like one pot, he was cooking. He did a lot.
He did.
So it's like for anybody to say, I had Met fans on they're like, oh, well, we got Pete. Well, we need somebody. Why is it always somebody else now? For weeks, y'all were talking about we need Pete. Now we get Pete, it got to be somebody else.
Yeah. Just always wanting more and more and more.
It's like, yo, we just started to get good. What's wrong with y'all? What is it, Karen behavior? All of a sudden, Met fans are entitled? Don't start being the Yankees. Don't do that. We don't want that. So, Silent Assassin, if you'll be so kind, please, to be able to pull up my projected opening day lineup and what I think will be the optimal lineup for this team, because there's a lot of thump in this lineup. There's a lot of thump in this lineup. And I have my projected lineup. I want to, read it out to you and then see if you agree or disagree. So I have Lindor leading off. My projected home run total for him, 29. Got Brandon Nimmo in the 2-hole. Projected total for him for home runs is 25. Juan Soto in the 3-hole. Projected home run total for him is 39. I got Alonso batting cleanup. 41 homers projected for him. I have Vientos in the 5th. Projected home runs for him is 33. This is where, you might disagree with me. Maybe you'll flip-flop it. But I have the DH spot with Marte and Winker, platooning that spot. And I think they can be able to hit a total of 28 home runs between them. I think if we keep Marte out of the field, I think he's going to be healthier. If he can just swing the bat, he still can swing a bat. And Winker in a good season, listen, he played very well with the Nationals last year as an everyday guy, right? He didn't play that well with us in the regular season, but then got hot in the playoffs, right? But this is a guy that can be able to run into 15, 16, 17 home runs. He has that type of pop, right? So I got Alvarez in 7th. I believe that he's going to have a bounce-back season. 27 home runs. I have McNeil in 8th because the reason why I put McNeil and not Alvarez in 8th is because I like the fact that McNeil can be able to be a contact hitter and kind of start that wheel back up. So it's kind of like a double leadoff or a triple leadoff, if you want to call it, right? So I got McNeil there. His home run total I have at 13. And then I have platooning in center field. We have Tyrone Taylor and we have Siri. So I have the home run total at 26 for them. So anything that you would change or alter in regards to my lineup and why?
Potentially move Soto up to 2.
Okay.
And I really liked how Vientos was in the 3-hole during the playoffs.
So now you're going to have Vientos in the 3-hole and have Alonso back clean up behind Vientos?
Yeah, and then Nimmo. That's why I don't think Nimmo should go to 5th. But I just liked how that setup was in the playoffs. And then I do think Soto hit 2nd for the Yankees, correct?
Yes. But see, here's where it's different for us because Judge is a pure 3-hole hitter because he's a all fields hitter, right? He's a guy that can be able to hit over 300, right? Not only with the average, but with the power. We don't have anybody like that outside of Lindor. So if you're going to put Soto in the 2-hole, you would have to literally put Lindor at 3.
Yeah, like I like
And
how,
then maybe have Nimmo lead off.
Yeah, I don't want to move Lindor.
Yeah.
He should be number 1. That's
Okay.
the only thing I would change potentially with
Yeah.
the numbers. And then for McNeil, I really want to see Acuna kind of be the opening day starter.
Really? So McNeil platooning. So
Yeah.
platooning with Acuna.
Yeah. So that's really it. Potentially, like I said, if give the option, move Vientos a third, but I like how it is. Because I don't know, I don't really see Nimmo going down to the 5.
I like for right now, like when I was, kind of played it out in my head, this is balance.
Yeah.
We have good balance here with this lineup. So I'm curious to see what whatchamacallit is gonna do. What our manager is gonna do.
I think this probably McNeil's going to start. So I think this is probably the going to be the look for opening day. Well, depending who the pitcher is for Marte and Winker and everybody. But yeah, it looks good to me.
Yeah, thank you. I thought about this very, very deeply.
Yeah, you got Siri potentially hit
Siri,
the amount of home runs.
he hit 18 home runs last year.
Yeah.
This guy, I'm talking about a hot dog out there. He's great with the glove, and people hate him.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
The fact that we have a player like that, so we got Winker and Siri on the same team, love it. It's great.
I'm pretty sure it was Evan Longoria.
Yeah.
Had a comment saying that it's a good team, but it's going to be rough in the locker room.
Oh, yeah.
Because of all the different personalities.
Listen, and we need Iglesias back.
Yeah.
He need to come back and cut the bullshit. Talking about he want a 2-year deal.
Yeah.
You take whatever we give you, because ain't nobody else giving you that. So he'll be back. I think they'll find a way to get him back and move somebody around or whatever they got to do. But they need him back too, because he's a good locker room guy and he's still good with the bat and the glove. So if Stearns advocates defense, you got to get this guy back. So that is my situation there with the Mets. We are happy. We are excited. We can't wait for opening day. We can't wait for pitchers and catchers. We can't wait for spring training. I can't wait. Can't wait. But now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Klaw, I don't know if you have one, but if you do, please tell me.
I do. Dummy of the Week goes to anybody who hated on Bianca Censori for her fit.
How many people hated on her?
A lot of them.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Why?
They was violating, and they were just shitting on it. And then, the whole people saying that, she was, being trafficked. And saying that, you know what I mean? This is, why would you let your wife walk out there? Because they're shaped like a refrigerator, and she isn't.
Right. Shaped like SpongeBob SquarePants.
Exactly.
Hating.
So they should shut the hell up.
Right.
And let her do what she does and be nude.
Yeah. She's comfortable.
Damn good, comfortable.
And she's an Aussie. She do what she wants.
Aussie.
Hey. So yeah, anybody that was hating on Kanye or it's gonna be Ye. Ye needs to do better. He shouldn't have. Are you married? Anybody who's hating, you married? Because if you're not,
Dummy, yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Leave her alone. She's a model. Models wear weird shit. They wear garbage bags and style the hell out of it. That's what they do. You sure they pooping? Jello's, that's all she does. She wakes up, eats, poops, and goes back to sleep. So shouts to Jello. But yeah, it's just like, come on now. It's a work of art.
That's good.
It's a work of art. So anybody hating on that, come on now, stop it.
Dummy, yeah.
Silent Assassin, who you got?
I'm going with Drake.
Why not?
Yeah. Kendrick killed it at the Grammys.
Yeah.
He said he was the first artist to sweep. Get that many Grammys for one song. I believe he took home 5. So
listen, they did push the button on him, but
The button.
we don't care because when they was pushing the button for Drake all these years, ain't nobody say nothing. So yeah, Drake gets the
Dummy.
But if you want to go ahead and clarify even further, you go ahead. I'm listening.
So he took over the Grammys. Even everybody in the audience, all the celebrities were jamming out to the Not Like Us.
Yeah.
And now this weekend, he's going to be on the biggest stage. for the Super Bowl. Everyone's gonna be screaming, "Not like us," and then Drake's gonna be sitting at home crying. So,
Yeah, well, according to Klaws, Drake's gonna appear like no, it's like everybody wants him there. Nobody wants him there.
no.
It's crazy.
Nope. He's walking around in bars and stuff. I saw that.
Yeah,
Just out wherever he is.
facts.
So.
Facts. That was a good one. Yeah, Drake. Anytime that somebody says Drake can get the dummy, I am all for it.
Dummy, yeah.
That was a good one. I have mine. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week is, you gotta get cleaned up, Marcus Jordan. Marcus Jordan gets the
Dummy, yeah.
Now, it's so funny how life works, right? Is that the greatest player to ever play the game, and people tell stories about it, the legend of Michael Jordan. Well, there's also another part of this, is that you can be the greatest player or the greatest CEO or the richest man in the world and have the worst children in the world, and they embarrass you every chance they get. Well, Marcus Jordan decided to have the worst DUI he can possibly have. I was trying to make a turn. Did you where? Make it a turn where? Into the Hudson? Into oncoming traffic? What's wrong with this dude, bro? This is the thing that I don't understand. If you have a father that's who he is, your job, your only job, whether it's a child, friend, co-worker, whatever it is to not draw attention to the person that got the bag. And Jordan is the bad guy. You are the kid that should just play a part. So here's the part that kills me, is that we hear all this stuff about Bronny, right? People make fun of Bronny. People want to go ahead and say that there's nepotism. Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't Marcus work for Jordan's brand?
I was gonna ask, what the fuck does he do for a living?
I think he does.
Okay.
So it's okay for him to do it, but Bronny can't be in the league. And the thing is, too, it's like you don't hear Bronny getting in trouble. He's playing basketball. He's not out there doing cocaine over somebody's back. He's not getting drunk. He's not doing none of this stuff. But you don't hear that from everybody else. You got Stephen A. Smith going on ESPN talking about Bronny, how they using him, how, this is getting embarrassing now. I didn't hear you cover Marcus Jordan. That's not story for you? That's not news? That he's a screw up? And he's an old ass man that shouldn't be doing this? He's over here dating Scottie Pippen's ex-wife? What's wrong with you? So, that's my thing. Keep the same energy for everybody. If you're going to go ahead and try to sully Bronny because he wants to play basketball and his father gave him a layup, got him in the league, and now it's up to him to be able to keep his career going, and if that's a big deal for you, then cool. But keep that same energy with everybody else. Just because this guy gave you a little tinkle doesn't mean that it's the right thing to do to not address it. So, Marcus Jordan, I don't know what the hell you doing. Burger King might be hiring. Your pop's going to be able to get you out, whatever it is. But you were the biggest loser today. And,
Dummy, yeah.
and that's all for this week. Claude, do you have any kind words to say?
Appreciate the sidewalks because the streets ain't for everybody.
That's a bar. That was great. I love that. I have one as well. For all of the people that are getting on Curtis Jackson, a.k.a. 50 Cent, for what he's been posting. And listen, R.I.P. to Irv Gotti.
R.I.P.
That was unexpected, but he was struggling a little bit in regards to his health, diabetes and all this other stuff, and it's just tough. But for people to criticize Curtis, don't really understand the entirety of the story. These are people that tried to kill him. So if he has it up for people, whether they pass or not, it's not your business to pass judgment. He don't have to forgive no one. And you already know how 50 is. He gonna keep it. He gonna keep that same energy all the time. So I'm gonna say RIP, but I can understand why 50 don't want to go ahead and let bygones be bygones. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes people don't deserve that grace. I'm not saying whatever situation it is, but that's up to you to be able to figure out. There's a couple people in my life that will never get grace from me. I don't care how rich and famous or successful or not successful I get. They will never get it. You know what that is. You guys know.
I'm surprised 50 Post didn't say one down, a few more to go.
Right. I'm telling you, I was waiting for it. Like one of those checklists.
Yeah.
So, it's one of those things where some people don't deserve grace. And who are we to judge? Because it's not my situation. That's what I'm saying. That's my PSA for the week. Silent Sass, you got anything to say?
Let's go Saquon.
Yeah. Listen, great stream. You put this together. Shouts to Jimmy the Super Intern as well. If it wasn't for Jimmy the Super Intern, I don't know where the hell we'd be tonight. You know what I mean? We wouldn't be doing this. So, shouts to Jimmy the Super Intern. Shouts to Nicole. Shouts to Silent Assassin. Shouts to Klaws. Actually showed up to work this week. Really impressive. Shouts to Jello ripping the studio up. Yeah, until next week. Stay safe. Stay cool. Peace. Luka, I don't care. I don't care. You cut off whenever you want to. It doesn't matter. Luka's here. Doesn't matter. Lakers are going to win. We're going to win the championship. Could you imagine what's going to happen when Luka wins the championship in L.A.?
More fires.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Don't do that. Yeah.